Wayne, and good morning, Keyshawn Johnson.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. I can't complain.
And today, I say good morning to Rick Bucher, who joins us now to discuss Team USA. How are you, sir? Team USA plays.
I am well,
yeah, go ahead.
And looking forward to another Team USA challenge from South Sudan.
All right, I hope so.
We'll see.
Okay, so they do play a little later today. And Rick, we did go back and forth yesterday here on the show, and that was after Kevin Durant did what he so spectacularly did in basically one quarter, the second quarter against Serbia, of course.
Yeah.
And with that, Kevin rose into second favorite behind LeBron for Olympic MVP. So, Rick, do you expect KD to keep this up and rise above LeBron and win his second straight Olympic MVP?
I have no reason to believe that he won't keep it up based on Kevin Durant's track record when it comes to international performance. Has shot well over 50%, shoots darn near 50% from three-point range. And look, as you mentioned, he flipped that Serbia game. LeBron James had great numbers across the board, also had 6 turnovers that weren't really highlighted through the course of that game, and untimely ones. But the fact of the matter is that Team USA was losing until Kevin Durant came into that game, and he shifted the momentum completely. So based on what they have and what KD is capable of doing, I think the numbers are going to continue to go in this direction. And yes, do I think it's going to be a battle between he and LeBron? Sure, because LeBron's probably going to average something close to a triple-double. The numbers, the box score numbers are going to look good. But KD has a role on this team that is very clearly defined, and he is perfectly built for it. And let's face it, the game came so easy to him against Serbia. I don't see any reason why it won't continue to come easy that way, no matter who they play.
Yeah, when you think about it, Rick, he didn't play, obviously, against South Sudan the first time around. And that was more of a practice game favored by whatever it was, 40, win by 1. His efficiency alone pushes him in front for me. The fact that he can play less minutes, get the type of buckets easy that he can get. And you mentioned across the board for LeBron James, yeah, across the board, his box scores are going to look tremendous. I mean, if it was NBA basketball, our faces would drop and be like, he's doing this at 40 years old. But then when you got Kevin Durant on your team with the type of efficiency that he can score with, and I don't believe LeBron will keep the box scores up because they're going to blow everybody out, in my estimate, in my mind. I understand those practice games were close, but when you think about it, the 2 games, it was South Sudan and Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Right. LeBron had to close it out in the end.
He did.
That's not going to happen again. It's just not going. We're not going to be with a minute 30 to go in the game, biting our nails, sitting on our edges of our couch, talking about, well, we could lose this game. That's not going to happen.
We're not even in the medal round? You don't?
I don't. Who they going to play?
Well,
it took an overtime for France to get away from Japan. Yeah. So if they were supposed to be one of our problems because they got the bigs across the board,
okay, but Canada, Germany, and I don't know. There's going to be a close game.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, I'm extremely serious.
You can't possibly be.
I believe Rick would back me up on that.
You can double team me if you choose to do so. As I said before, those practice games sent the message to these veteran players that are on the U.S. team that they can't mess around. If you want to be compared to the 92 Dream Team, you got to run away with some of these games. You can't. And Rick, you would probably tell me much like Skip, well, the international players have certainly, that game has caught up to the U.S. You would certainly try and tell me that. It may be true in some fashion. In some fashion. It certainly hasn't shown me that in this first game that they played against Serbia. It hadn't shown me that. We won by 26.
No. You're right. Yeah, not in the first game, but it's been shown over the last 16 years. I mean, we can go back to 2008 in the Redeem team.
Yeah, but that
they
team,
had tough games once you get into the medal rounds. That's just the reality of it. And that was a team that was as star-studded as this one is. So, no, there are going to be competitive games here, and I do believe that that's one of the reasons why KD is going to have the opportunity, because over the years he's demonstrated that he can consistently deliver no matter what and do it with high efficiency. Now, some of this is being influenced because I don't know if Dwayne Wade is going to continue to be on the broadcast, but his slobbering over LeBron James may tilt the scales in LeBron's favor when it comes to MVP voting. But overall, no, I back up Skip. And Keyshawn, I've had this conversation with other, with Shady McCoy and others who believe like it's ours for the taking. We're just going to roll over. We just need to roll the ball out there. Times have changed, my friend, and there are going to be.
We are 6-0.
We have the result. We're have
6
the demonstration. Look,
we're 6-0.
That's right. And we should have lost the South Sudan game. They had an opportunity to win it with the last possession.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, Rick.
Okay,
we didn't.
But you're saying that they're not even going to be competitive. And the reality is, if Team USA took the exhibition games, the run-up games, and that rang the bell for them, and that put them on notice, we can't mess around, then how did they fall behind 10-2 right out of the gate against Serbia?
Because
ultimately, they were better. But they didn't play like, hey, you know what? Now we have to be on our P's and Q's.
What game have they come out the gate with? We played 6 of them. I can't point to one game, as I told Skip the other day, where they come out the gate. Against Canada, oh, my God, they got Shea. Oh, my God, they got Dylan Brooks. Oh, my God. Oh, we're down 11, whatever it was. I don't know, it was so long ago. 11-1. We roll Anthony Ant-Man out there, going to clean this up for us and bring us tight. We just rolled KD off the bench as the 10th guy to check in. Man, erase that deficit for us, please. And he went and erased it, Skip. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I made the case, Rick, on Monday's show that if Kevin Durant didn't pull off the greatest scoring surge I've ever seen in Olympic history in all my years of watching the Olympics, where he scores, he goes 8 of 8 and basically scored 21 points in a quarter. I know it was a quarter and a couple of minutes, but still.
Yeah.
It's beyond imagination what he did in an Olympic basketball game that flipped it on its head. I'm not sure we would have won the game without him. If he could not have played if the calf wasn't quite ready, I'm not sure they would have won the game. That's how valuable he was, because they were down 20-14 when he first set foot on the floor as the 10th man off the bench. And then miracles occurred, except with Kevin Durant in international play, it's not a miracle, it's routine. It's what he's done his entire career internationally. So I want to go a little deeper on the stats as we go Kevin versus LeBron for MVP. So Kevin has now played 23 Olympic basketball games. It's a pretty good sample size. To Rick's point, he's made 52% of his three-point shots. That's 153 three-point shots he shot, and he's made 79 of them. It's beyond comprehension. And if I add on the FIBA games that he's played, if I add on 9 more of those, that means he's up to 32 total international games. That's a big sample size. He's made 50% of his three-point shots in 32 international games. That's 105 of 210. Well, 210 three-point shots is a lot. And to make 105, and remember, Keyshawn, as you start to comprehend, all these games have magnitude to them where you're at risk even in group play. You can't blow a group play game. We did blow one last Olympics to France, and then we righted the wrong in the medal round. But the point was that these games all count. It's not like a 7-game NBA playoff series where, okay, so you lost game 2, you can figure it back out. Sometimes you can't figure this back out, and Kevin Durant has been way better in international play than he has been in NBA playoff play, where overall in his career from 3 in NBA playoffs, he's played 170 NBA playoff games. He's 36% from 3. So 50% versus 36%. I don't know what gets into Kevin on this stage, the international, the world stage, but he's by far the greatest player in U.S. basketball history and international play. So go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, look, I agree with you on all of that. And I believe that one of the reasons why he's so good in international play is because what he always says is, I just want a ball. I just want to play. And this allows him to simply focus in on, I have a particular role. We're not asking him to be an emotional or psychological leader. We're not asking him to do a lot of other things. We're just, KD, can you flip the game? Can you score when we need to score? And I believe in particular, in much like the NBA,